Disclaimer. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Do not attempt this at home. Vitiated how-to will not be responsible because you decided to be a cheap ass and not hire a professional.
On with the show.
Okay, welcome back. I'm teach people how I do my tomato plants. If you watched how I did my zucchini squash back about 5-6 years ago, because I have red clay, and anybody that knows about red clay, they know it's garbage, and it's like cement. So what I did was I had holes dug, 19 of them to be exact, 2 foot deep, and the auger is 12 inches. So that's about the same size as a 5-gallon bucket, if you will. I've been doing this trick a long time. Works really well. So what I did was, because I have a lot of yard stuff right there, that's what's been scraped up around yard. There's a lot more. There's a lot of worms in there too. So what I did was I put 2 box shovel scoops in each hole, all the way down, all 19 holes. Then I filled them full of water, all the way up to the top, and I let them set. So I did whatever, let them set so that way it really saturates everything. So while you do that, you come over, you're gonna love this. I took my tomato plants here, which they are now 3 feet tall, and I got them at 6 inches. It's a little trick. I took a food tray, because I had a friend that used to run a Chinese restaurant. So I got a whole bunch of food trays. And I would take the little blister packs. Well, I retransplanted them from the little blister packs that I got them from. I transplanted them into little square packs that were a little bit bigger. And I put dirt in there, my own little dirt. And I set them on the tray. And of the evening time, I would fill that tray full of water. And they would soak it up from the bottom. And I would do that. I've done it for, I think, a month now. I mean, I've done it with everything. I got okra 3 weeks ago. That was 4 inches. Now they're 12 inches. Doing the same thing. I mean, I've been doing this shit for years. If you go look at my my grow tent that I did, that's the first time I started doing it. And you can see what kind of trays they are. It's on the my bucket garden and my greenhouse adventure. It's on both playlists. And it's called Grow Tent, DIY Grow Tent, or My Grow Tent, or something like that. And you'll see originally how I did it, so that way I don't have to explain it and do it again. Nextly, what I did, because I intentionally got them this tall on purpose, there's a method to this madness. I'm going to take, and as you can see here, I trimmed 14 inches. This is what the leaves look like. This is what it looks like now. And I will bury it to right there. All of that will be in the ground because it's already starting to have little suckers and come out and everything. And you can see how it's root bound, which is fine. Tomato plants, if they're root bound right, they grow really well. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to end up killing it. But as long as there's enough water and nutrients, it don't matter how root bound the roots are, they'll still grow and produce. It's just I wanted the thing like a bucket because I want a tree, not a bush. So there's that. So nextly what I do, I'm gonna walk over here. Oh, I put triple 13 in the hole. And there's dog shit in there too. Dog shit's a little further down because it takes a little longer to compost. So as you can see, I put it in like so, and then I come back over here, my little compost. Oh, scissors. Because this is going to help hold the moisture. Because if you know about the clay, then you know about the clay. If you don't, if you've ever was in school and got to play with clay or Play-Doh, then you kind of understand. Okay, and you fill it a little bit more than that, and then you add a little bit more fertilizer, triple 13 or whatever you got above that, and then you. Okay, I had to pause it for a minute. Now, if you don't know how to use triple 13, then do something different. Use regular compost or something else. Is it GMO and this and that? No. This is kind of to help out a little bit here and there. Will the triple 13 last a long time? No, it doesn't. Okay, next thing is get you a worm. All you need is one, because they'll produce like crazy. See? Come on. Get you a worm. He's being difficult. And you throw it in there. And then you just cover it up. Cover it up like so, and then you put your little hoop thing or sticks or whatever you're going to do. I bought a whole bunch of them, so there's that. I didn't pay much for them, so I got 19 of them. They didn't cost me much. And you just do that with all your tomato plants. And while you're trimming them, you can take, I broke this one by accident, I didn't mean to, but I did. You can take and keep all the suckers you want, put them in water, and get more plants. I did that last year. I bought this real big tomato plant from a grocery store. It's a big, I mean, we're talking probably a 20-pound tomato plant. And I cut off a bunch of little suckers like that were about that big. And I ended up with like 10 or 15 tomato plants because they sprouted real quick in water. So I'll walk down this way a little bit so you can kind of see. But you got to be mindful because you might have to rewater the hole. Because like that's in the sun, so I might have to add a little bit more water to it. I don't know yet. But all the other ones I ain't got to mess with because they're already in the shade. So I might go down to the end and start down there and come this way before the sun gets to me. So thanks for stopping by. In case you're wondering what auger that's being used, that's the name of it. Bought it off Amazon. The reviews were all right. Most of it was human error or idiot error. But there was a couple reviews from people that are from the same state I'm in and the same area I'm in. And I got to see how they used it, and so I went ahead and got it. It is 6 years old, and I've never, well, it's been somewhat out in the weather. The last 4 years, it's been under a little carport tent, if you will. But it's never been left on the ground. It's always been out in some kind of a cold weather, but it's never been in the rain. And all I gotta do is prime it right there, 3 pulls, and that bad boy starts. And yes, I used the 10% ethanol garbage. I don't give a shit. This thing paid for itself 6 years ago. When my stepson and 3 of his friends took and did 100 holes, 2 foot deep, in a matter of 4 hours. All 3 of them did it. It was pretty quick. So that right there, it paid for itself. Because can you imagine trying to do it with a post hole digger? Oh, nightmare. But the key to the success is I always put the gas treatment. I can't even think of what it's called now. It's pink. Fuel stabilizer. Fuel stab or Stay-Bill or something like that. I always put that in it. Because, hell, I'm using a tank of gas that's probably 1.5, 2 years old, I think. Yeah. But the Stay-Bill, man, that stuff's really good. So, I mean, as you can see, it's, I want to say it's 30 inches long. From the bottom to that one there is 18 to 24, 18, something like that. I think to the very bottom of it, the bottom of this is 28, I think. I don't remember. I had all the damn measurements. I'm just trying to remember from 7 years ago. But it's still a pretty badass fucking auger, and it still runs. And as long as I keep it out of the hands of my stepson for too long, it runs and runs. But there it is. Now you know. Little side note, these 3 that are way off by themselves, they're going to do the best. Because that dirt is awesome, man. I ain't got to hardly do nothing to it. Nothing to it. I mean, I might add a little bit of leaves here and there, but for the most part, I ain't got to do nothing. So they're going to be the best ones. You can't even tell it looks like clay because it's so enriched. But we'll see how it goes at the end of the season. I'll go and try to do weekly updates. See how it goes. All right, now that everything's done, this is the finished product. As I got somebody to get the leaves for me, scraped around the yard. This is the product. As you can see, there's leaves. There's a little bit of topsoil that was under the leaves from it just being skimmed right across the top. That's going to help hold in the moisture. And then there was a lot of worms that was up under there, so that helps with that. So I'm looking at 6 inches of material that's from the ground up. That way it'll keep the roots cool and help keep the plant cool with the hot summer coming. And it'll also hold water up underneath there too. And because I got them close together, I spaced them out 24 inches from center, which may be a good idea, may not be a good idea, I don't care. I know how to work it, and I know how to trim everything, so it is what it is. So, as you walk down and you can see, everything looks good, and it'd be great. Till next time.